So we fixed a crack in our basement, and we did this about a week ago, and today's date is September 4th. And Hurricane Ida was like a huge hurricane in New Jersey. It came, and there was a lot of rainfall, and nothing's leaked, so we're happy about that, and we're going to show you how we did it.
The most common cracks under your window are shrinkage cracks, which are often vertical or diagonal and appear a few months after construction foundation. As concrete dries, it shrinks and begins to crack, usually in the corner of egress windows. Noticing shrinkage cracks in a foundation is quite common. Essentially, each window decreases the strength of concrete and creates a gap in the foundation, making it more vulnerable. The danger here is that any foundation crack can lead to moisture or water leaks. Fortunately, these cracks can be repaired. In fact, best repaired using the expanding polyurethane injection. The reason polyurethane foam is used is that it remains flexible and allows for the natural movement of concrete. Contact with a damp crack while injecting urethane expands to multiple times its volume, filling the entire length and depth of the crack for a solid seal to stop water seepage. So we took videos last winter and we marked where water was coming out of the wall, and as you can see when we mark it here, found where the water was coming out, and we took these videos multiple days while it was snowing. So water was seeping from the wall in multiple places, but it didn't reach the foundation, so we didn't have to deal with any type of flooding. So now we're in summer and we examined the crack, it was all dry, and we still have the little markings we made in winter. So we purchased this product off of Amazon, and the link will be in the description. It comes with this cool little brush that we can use to clean this crack. The bottom of the crack was very thin, so we expanded it using an angle grinder. So this product from Amazon comes with part A, part B adhesive, and you mix these two together to form this kind of gray color that you'll see right here. And after you mix them together, you want to make sure that you use it really quickly, because what happens is that it ferments really hard in this 2 minutes. And here, this is another part of the product, the tubes that we use to put over the crack, and we put the adhesive on it and we stick it to the crack. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you can still see the crack inside, because if you cover the crack, this won't work. Now you have to apply the adhesive on the crack. And you need to make sure that you put it nicely around the tube. This is a very crucial and important step. So after a few hours, the substance will become really hard. Here we're going to start wetting the crack, and you have to start at the top tube. And the idea is that it's supposed to come out of the next tube to the bottom right, so the second tube up. And this didn't happen. Water came out of the fifth tube, which was pretty unexpected and not supposed to happen. But we continued and we put a lid on this fifth tube. And then we start with the second tube, and then once again, it didn't come out of the right spot. It came out of the fourth tube down. At one point, we saw water was coming through the adhesive, and this was not good. So we had to reapply the adhesive. As you can see the little water coming from the top. So you can see a little wet spot on the top where the water was leaking. And here we're back to reapplying the adhesive where we saw the wet spot. As per the instructions, we had to put the polyurethane in hot water for 20 minutes. And this is to loosen up the polyurethane. So here it is. We have to open up the lid first, but the lid is a little tricky. As you can see, my dad is using pliers to get it open, and there it is. As you can see, it's split into two parts, and there's some type of cap that you have to put on top of the lid. And as you can see, you have to put a nozzle on top of it. And as you keep on squirting the polyurethane into the crack, they will go through the nozzle and they will mix it. And we use this tool to apply it. And whenever you want to stop the flow of polyurethane, you'd have to press what that thing is, that metal bar, and it'll stop what's going from that into the tube. And then you put it into the tube and slowly start injecting it in. So you start from the bottom and you push in the polyurethane really slow. And you do this with the nozzle. As you can see, both of the parts are mixing. And the expectation is from the bottom, the polyurethane should come out from the top, nicely filling out the polyurethane through the crack. And if you notice, the polyurethane is coming from the above tube. And after the first one's done, you have to remove the tube and put the polyurethane in the next tube and close the tube that you just put the polyurethane in, and so on and so on. Even though the water did not come through the right tubes, the polyurethane came from the right tube. It came from the one right above, just as expected. So we finally reached the top, and all the polyurethane came out in the right places. And as you can see, it will come out of the window this time. As you can see, it's leaking from the corner of the window. The polyurethane injector also comes with a knob, and you can also use this to stop the flow. Here's another shot of the leak from the window. And every tube has droplets as confirmation that we did it correctly. Also, nothing leaked between the cracks, which is also good news. And here we're removing the seal and putting the cap back so we can store it. There's the seal, and that's the cap. And after we threw away all the gloves because they were kind of really dirty. So we went back after a couple of hours, and there was only one leak at the bottom, so we pretty much did everything correct. You should always put some plastic thing at the bottom, something that you don't have use for at the bottom, so the polyurethane could fall on it. We threw out some things. And we scraped off the excess foam from the project. And after a couple of days, we went back and knocked off the tubes. So we will leave this like this until winter, and we will check.
So I'm going to go ahead and remove these tubes now.
And if you like our content, please like, subscribe, share,